How can this be fun? I can't go outside like this. Alex's eyes darted between Mom and me, clearly unsure how to react. Jack, are you okay? I mean, you look different. Really different. I wanted to scream, to run, to throw the dress across the room and vanish into my hoodie and jeans. Instead, I took a deep breath, forcing myself to face the mirror. The reflection was confusing. Vulnerability and bravery intertwined. A version of Jack I barely recognized. Mom's voice cut through the silence. You look amazing, Jack. Seriously, it's just a dress just for today. Embrace it a little. You might even like it. I swallowed hard. My mind a storm of embarrassment, fear, and the tiniest spark of curiosity. Could I actually like it? Could this transformation reveal something new about me? Or is it just humiliation? Alex finally stepped closer, lowering his voice. I think it's kind of cool. Weird, but cool. I mean, you're still Jack, right? Just in a dress. The words were strange, unexpected. My cheeks flushed even hotter. Cool. I echoed, almost disbelieving. Could someone actually see me this way without laughing? Mom nodded approvingly. Exactly. See, Jack, nothing terrible happens. And maybe, just maybe, you'll discover a side of yourself you didn't know existed. I looked down at the dress, the fabric brushing against my skin like an unfamiliar but strangely comforting embrace. My reflection stared back, teasing me with possibilities I had never allowed myself to imagine. And then the phone buzzed. A notification popped up on the screen in the corner of the room. My heart sank as I realized Alex had taken a photo and sent it to our group chat. Who will see the photo, and how will they react? Will Jack embrace this transformation or retreat into shame? Is Mom's temporary promise about to unravel even further? The moment I realized Alex had sent the photo to our family group chat, my stomach dropped like I'd been thrown off a cliff. My phone buzzed relentlessly, notifications piling up faster than I could comprehend. Each ping felt like a tiny hammer against my chest. Jack, what did you do? Alex asked nervously, trying to gauge my reaction. His eyes flicked between me and the screen, anxiety etched on his face. Mom, I just sent a pic. I thought it was funny. Funny. The word twisted in my mind, laughter taunting me from every angle. My hands shook as I picked up my phone. Messages were pouring in. Emojis, laughing faces, shocked reactions, and even comments I wasn't ready to see. I felt my cheeks burn hotter than ever. Alex, why? Why would you? My voice cracked halfway, emotions raw, bubbling to the surface. Mom leaned closer, trying to calm the situation with her usual mischievous charm. Jack, don't be upset. It's just a little attention. You might even find that some of it is positive. Positive? I didn't feel positive. I felt exposed. Like every secret, every private thought, every hidden curiosity about gross dressing had been broadcast to the world. My reflection in the mirror seemed to multiply. Jack in the dress. Jack panicking. Jack trying to find a footing in a reality suddenly unrecognizable. I can't handle this, I whispered, trembling. The lace brushed my wrists as I clutched the fabric, heels grounding me, but doing little to anchor my spiraling emotions. Alex swallowed hard. Jack. Hey, maybe it's not as bad as it looks. I shook my head. Not as bad. You don't understand. Mom said temporary. She lied. And now everyone knows. Mom's expression softened slightly. I know it feels overwhelming, Jack, but sometimes lies are just a way to make you try something you need to experience. You might not see it now, but trust me, there's something to be learned here. I wanted to scream, cry, and retreat all at once. Instead, I forced myself to take a deep breath. The buzzing of my phone didn't stop. Each notification felt like another heartbeat pounding in my chest. And then something unexpected happened. A message popped up, not from family, not from friends, but from someone I barely knew, a classmate, someone who had always seemed confident and friendly, someone I admired from afar. Jack. Wow, you actually look amazing. Really? I don't even know what to say, but I think you're brave. My fingers froze over the screen. My reflection in the mirror suddenly didn't feel like humiliation. It felt like recognition, someone seeing me, acknowledging me, and even appreciating me for who I was in that moment. The warmth from that message clashed violently with the embarrassment coursing through me. Could someone truly see me like this and think it was good? Could I begin to accept this part of myself? Before I could process, another notification popped up. This one from a group of classmates. I didn't even talk too much. Jack, this is so cool. Love the confidence.
Keep being you.
My chest tightened. The room felt smaller, the dress heavier, the heels more awkward, but somehow a tiny spark of courage ignited. Maybe Mom's lie, temporary or not, had opened a door I hadn't dared to approach before. But just as I began to feel a small sense of possibility, a loud knock on the front door shattered my fragile calm. My heart jumped. Who could it be now? Who is at the front door? And why are they coming now? Will Jack confront the visitor or try to hide? How will this interruption impact his fragile new sense of courage? The knock on the front door was sharp, insistent, echoing through the house like a drum beat of dread. My heart raced, the heels beneath my feet clicking against the floor with nervous urgency. The dress brushed my legs as I walked toward the door. Every step a reminder of how exposed I truly felt. Jack, it's probably just a neighbor, Mom said, trying to sound casual, though the faint smirk on her face suggested she was enjoying the drama. I swallowed hard, gripping the door handle. I don't know if I'm ready, I whispered, voice barely audible. The reflection in the mirror caught in the hallway glanced back at me. Jack in a dress, standing on the precipice of embarrassment and curiosity, caught between vulnerability and courage. Jack, you've come this far. The guiding stranger had once told me, every step forward now counts. Don't turn back. Taking a deep breath, I opened the door. Standing there was a girl from my school, someone I had admired. Quietly for months. Samantha, her eyes widened the instant she saw me, and I felt that familiar surge of panic prick at my chest. Oh, wow, she said, voice caught between surprise and something else, something I couldn't quite place. Jack, is that you? I froze, my hands clutching the fabric at my sides. Yeah, it's me. My voice trembled slightly, and the heels suddenly felt like stilts instead of grounding me. Samantha stepped closer, her gaze flicking from my face to the dress. Then back again. Mom, really? Temporary? She asked, raising an eyebrow in disbelief, though her tone wasn't mocking. It was curious, almost impressed. Mom shrugged, leaning against the doorway. Temporary, yes, but clearly the experience has extended longer than expected. Samantha's eyes softened as she looked at me again. Jack, you look really different. But good, different, brave, different. My stomach twisted. Brave? That word felt foreign, alien, yet intoxicating. I wanted to run, to hide, to crumble under the attention. But instead, I found myself standing taller, heels clicking, skirts swaying with subtle authority. I guess I'm trying it, I admitted, voice shaky, but studying. Mom said temporary, but maybe I'm learning something about myself, too. Samantha smiled, her presence oddly comforting amidst my storm of embarrassment. I think you're amazing, Jack. Really? I don't know if you see it yet, but people notice. People respect courage. I blinked, stunned. Someone noticing courage. Someone seeing me. Not just the dress, not just the temporary facade, but Jack underneath it all. Before I could respond, a sudden beep from the living room drew our attention. My phone vibrated violently. Another group chat alert. I glanced down, dread pooling in my stomach. Alex's name flashed on the screen. Mom's little joke is spreading fast. My heart sank.
Fast.
How fast? How far? How many people had seen the photos? And more importantly, what would they think? Samantha glanced at the phone, her expression flickering with concern. Jack, are you okay? She asked softly. I swallowed hard, heels clicking involuntarily, skirt brushing my legs. I don't know, but I think I need to find out. And just as I took a tentative step toward the living room, the sound of a car screeching outside made my blood run cold. Mom's eyes narrowed, a shadow of unease crossing her face. Who has arrived in the car and what do they want? How will Jack handle the escalating exposure of the photos? Will Samantha remain a supportive ally, or will the situation spiral further? The screeching of tires outside made my pulse spike. My heels clicked faster against the hardwood floor as I edged closer to the window. The dress swayed with every nervous step, lace brushing my wrists, and my reflection in the hallway mirror showed every flicker of panic and determination. Mom's usually playful expression shifted into something sharper, almost tense. "Jack, stay calm," she said, though the faint tremor in her voice betrayed unease. I peered outside. A dark sedan had pulled up in front of the house. Two figures stepped out quickly, moving with purpose, scanning the yard as if they knew exactly who they were looking for. My stomach twisted. This wasn't just curiosity or casual attention. It felt deliberate, targeted. Samantha stepped closer to me, her presence a grounding force amidst the chaos. "Jack, who are they?" she asked quietly, eyes narrowing. I don't know, I admitted, but I think they're here because of the photos. Mom said temporary, but she lied. And now I think someone's trying to make me regret it. Mom shook her head subtly. "No one's going to hurt you, Jack. But be ready. Some people respond badly to what they don't understand. We need to stay calm." I felt my pulse racing in my throat, every heartbeat echoing like a drum. The skirt swayed with tension, scarf shimmering, heels grounding me. Yet every step toward the window made the threat outside more real. Alex peeked from the hallway, eyes wide. "Jack, they're coming closer. What do we do?" I swallowed hard, forcing myself to stay composed. We face it, but carefully.
We don't panic.
We control what we can. Samantha nodded, placing a supportive hand on my shoulder. "We'll figure out together." The figures outside moved toward the door, one of them already fumbling with the handle. My heart skipped. "They're coming in." Mom's hand rested lightly on my back. "Jack, remember, courage isn't the absence of fear. It's acting despite it. You've already done so much. You can handle this too." I exhaled slowly, feeling the dress brush against my legs, the heels grounding me, the mirror shard of reflection in my mind reminding me Jack has faced fear before, and each time courage has grown. The door rattled. A loud knock echoed, sharp and commanding. "Open up. We need to talk to you." A voice demanded from outside, deep and unfamiliar. Samantha whispered urgently, "Jack, it's now or never. How will you respond?" I clenched my fists, feeling the lace and fabric tighten around me like a second skin of determination. "I'll face it," I said firmly, voice steady despite the pounding in my chest. I stepped forward to open the door. Who are the strangers outside, and why are they here? Will Jack confront them confidently or be forced to retreat? How will this encounter change Jack's perception of courage and identity? I gripped the door handle, feeling the cool metal press against my palms. My heels clicked against the floor as I studied myself, skirts swaying slightly, scarf shimmering under the dim hallway light. Samantha remained close, her presence grounding me, a silent reminder that I wasn't alone. The deep voice called out again, more impatient this time. "Open the door. We need to talk now." I hesitated for just a heartbeat before drawing a deep breath. Every lesson from the past day's heels, scarves, lace, and the courage I had slowly mustered pushed me forward. I turned the knob and opened the door. Two strangers stood there, a man and a woman, both sharply dressed, with an intensity in their eyes that made the hairs on my neck stand. Their expressions weren't mocking, but calculated, like they had a purpose that I hadn't guessed. "Jack," the man asked, his voice firm, but not hostile. "We've been sent to observe, to understand the situation regarding these photos and your current presentation." I blinked, confusion and panic mixing in my chest. "Observe? What do you mean?" The woman spoke next, her tone calm yet commanding. "Jack, people are talking. There's interest, questions, and even concerns. Your mother's temporary promise has expanded attention. We're here to ensure your safety and to mediate any potential fallout." Mom's smirk had vanished, replaced by a tense nod. See, Jack, sometimes exposure brings consequences, but also support. I swallowed hard, skirt brushing against my legs, heels grounding me, and I felt the weight of the moment. The strangers weren't hostile, but the intensity in their gaze made every heartbeat feel like it was under a magnifying glass. Samantha whispered, "Jack, you can do this. Just be yourself." I exhaled, forcing myself to meet their eyes. I know. I'm Jack, and this is me. I may be in a dress. Yes, but I'm still me. I'm still the same person who thinks, feels, and chooses. The man nodded slowly, as if evaluating not just my words, but my presence. The confidence radiating through the nervous posture. Very well. Courage is visible, Jack. But remember, public perception can be unpredictable. You've made a choice, and now you must own it fully. I felt a shiver run through me. The reflection of lace and pastel pink in the mirror behind me reminding me how far I had already come. The heels felt grounding again. The scarf a symbol of resilience. The skirt a reminder of how vulnerability could become strength. The woman smiled faintly. Jack, what you do next will define how you navigate both admiration and scrutiny. Are you prepared for that? I straightened my shoulders, drawing in a breath that felt like fire and courage mingled. I'm ready. Whatever comes, I'll face it. I won't hide. I will be seen. The strangers exchanged a glance, then nodded subtly.
Good.
That's all we needed to know. But be aware others may not be as understanding. Visibility carries responsibility, Jack. Before I could respond, my phone buzzed again, louder than before. Another notification. Another surge of panic. And this time, it wasn't from Alex. Who has sent the new notification? And what do they want? Will Jack be able to maintain his courage under increasing scrutiny? How will this next wave of attention affect Jack's transformation and confidence? The notification on my phone made my blood run cold. Another photo had been shared, this time to the school-wide group chat. Within seconds, the pings multiplied. My reflection in the mirror flickered with panic, lace brushing against my wrists as I fumbled to unlock the phone. Jack, it's spreading, Samantha whispered, her hand gripping mine. Everyone's seeing it now. I felt my chest tighten. The dress, once a symbol of embarrassment, now felt like armor and a beacon at the same time. Every comment, every reaction, every share made my stomach twist, but also it revealed something new. People were noticing me. Truly noticing. Mom, why did you let this happen? I asked, voice trembling, skirt swaying as I paced. I can't handle this. Mom's expression softened. Jack, sometimes you don't realize your own courage until the world reflects it back at you. Temporary or not, this is teaching you something important. Before I could respond, a new message appeared from someone I had never expected. Leia, a girl in my art class who had always seemed distant but observant. Jack, I saw the photos. They're incredible. Seriously, I know this is overwhelming, but you're brave. I want to help you navigate this. My hands froze. Courage, brave, help. My mind raced. Could someone genuinely see me like this and not mock me? Could someone step forward as an ally in this chaos? Samantha squeezed my hand. See, you're not alone. There's support out there. I took a deep breath, heels clicking, skirt swaying, scarf shimmering. This viral storm, which I had feared would drown me in embarrassment, now carried the glimmer of an opportunity and unexpected ally who could help me navigate the chaos.
Jack.
Mom said gently, sometimes a lie opens a door. You didn't ask for this, but now that it's here, you can choose how to respond. Courage isn't just facing one moment. It's handling every wave after. I nodded, letting the words settle. My chest tightened, but the fear was slowly being tempered with determination. I wasn't just the kid in the dress anymore. I was Jack, visible, authentic, and starting to realize the strength in that visibility. But the moment of clarity was shattered by a loud exclamation from outside. I rushed to the window, heart hammering, and saw a small group of students gathering near the driveway. Phones raised, expressions ranging from shock to admiration. Everyone now aware of the viral photos. Samantha gasped softly. Jack, it's everyone.
They've seen it.
They're coming. I felt the lace tighten against my wrists, the heels grounding me, the scarf shimmering like armor. This was no longer just a personal challenge. It was public, raw, unpredictable, and unavoidable. And then Leia appeared at the edge of the crowd, stepping forward with a calm confidence that cut through my panic. "Jack," she called out, voice clear. "Don't worry, I've got your back. Follow my lead." For the first time, I felt the heavy weight of embarrassment transform into something else. Strategy, partnership, and a new form of courage. But as I opened the front door to step outside, a sudden shout from the crowd froze me in place. Someone was yelling. Someone I didn't recognize. Anger flashing in their eyes. Phone aimed at me. Who is the angry person in the crowd? And what will they do? Will Jack step outside with Leia and face the growing crowd? How will this viral storm test Jack's courage and new alliances? The angry figure in the crowd advanced, phone raised high, face twisted with frustration. "What are you doing, Jack? This is ridiculous. Everyone's watching." The voice shouted, cutting through the murmurs and cheers. My heart raced, legs trembling slightly in heels, skirts swaying with each step. The lace seemed heavier now, pressing against my wrists like a reminder that visibility came with consequences. My chest tightened, each breath a struggle between fear and defiance. Leia stepped forward, calm and confident, placing a steadying hand on my shoulder. "Jack, remember, courage isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward anyway. You've come this far. Don't stop now." I nodded, swallowing the lump of anxiety in my throat. Every notification from my phone, every whisper in the growing crowd, every glance in the mirror from the hallway, it all boiled down to this moment. Visibility, authenticity, courage. I am Jack," I said, voice trembling but growing stronger with each word. "I am the same person I was before, but now I choose to be seen. I choose to stand here in this dress in front of all of you and not hide anymore." The crowd's noise fluctuated, some shocked, some curious, others murmuring in surprise. The angry figure blinked momentarily stunned. "You're serious?" "Yes," I replied firmly. The skirt swayed, the scarf shimmered, and the heels grounded me. "I am serious. This is me. Not a joke, not a dare, not temporary anymore. I'm standing here, and I will not apologize for being who I am." Samantha, standing beside me, nodded in encouragement. "That's right, Jack. Own it. Everyone will follow your lead." The angry figure hesitated, mouth opening, closing, trying to find words. Leia stepped slightly ahead, shielding me subtly while projecting confidence. "He's being brave. You can either support that or step back and watch him inspire others. The choice is yours." The tension in the air was thick, electric. Every heartbeat, every whispered comment, every phone flash added to the storm. I felt a strange sense of power. Not arrogance, but clarity. Fear was present, yes, but courage had a louder voice now. The crowd began to murmur differently, curiosity blending with admiration. Some faces softened, some nodded. Phones continued to capture the moment, but the energy shifted. The narrative was no longer just humiliation. It was courage under scrutiny. The angry figure took a deep breath, shoulders tensing. "Fine, but don't think everyone will understand. You're bold, I'll give you that. But bold comes with consequences." I exhaled slowly, feeling the lace against my wrists, the heels grounding me, the scarf shimmering like armor. "I know," I said quietly, but with unwavering conviction. "And I'm ready for them." Then from the edge of the crowd, a sudden cheer erupted. Phones were raised, people were clapping, and for the first time, the overwhelming energy didn't feel threatening. It felt like recognition, validation, and empowerment. But just as I began to process this wave of acceptance, a new sound shattered the moment aloud, authoritative voice coming from the school entrance, amplified, commanding attention. Who is the person at the school entrance? And what do they want? How will Jack respond to this new authority figure? Will the moment of empowerment hold, or will new challenges emerge? The loud, authoritative voice boomed again, echoing across the driveway and streets nearby. Everyone back up. Step away from the house immediately. I froze, the heels under my feet clicking involuntarily, skirt swaying, lace brushing my wrists like a warning. My reflection in the mirror behind me seemed to multiply. Jack, brave yet anxious, caught between fear and necessity. Mom's hand rested lightly on my shoulder, grounding me. Stay calm, Jack. Authority figures demand attention, but you decide how to respond. Confidence matters now more than ever. Samantha nodded in agreement. Jack, we've come this far. You know who you are. You know your strength. Let's strategize. I exhaled slowly, feeling the weight of the dress, the shimmer of the scarf, and the heels grounding me in a way I had never anticipated. This wasn't just a viral moment or a pure scrutiny. It was formal intervention, real consequences, and I had to act carefully. The figure at the school entrance came into view. Principal Hayward, a stern but fair presence, known for being strict but just. He scanned the crowd, then locked eyes with me. Jack, I've seen the photos circulating. I want to hear your side of the story before anyone assumes anything inappropriate. My pulse raced, skirt swayed, heels clicked, lace pressed against my wrists as I swallowed hard. I felt exposed, not just in clothing but in identity and intent. Principal Hayward, I began, voice trembling but growing firmer with every word. I am Jack. This dress, this look, it's me exploring an aspect of myself. It started as temporary, yes, but I've realized it's more than that. I'm expressing who I am. Not harming anyone, not joking, just being me. The principal's eyes softened slightly, though they remained scrutinizing. I see. But Jack, public perception can be dangerous. There are rules, boundaries, consequences if this escalates or if others react poorly. I nodded, skirt swaying, scarf shimmering, heels grounding me. I understand, but I'm not hiding anymore. I will take responsibility for my choices, and I will handle the consequences. Leia, stepping forward beside me, added calmly. He's been brave through confusion, embarrassment, and viral scrutiny.
Jack has a strategy.
He knows his boundaries. He knows his courage, and he's ready to navigate responsibly. The principal studied us for a moment. Tension palpable. Then slowly, he exhaled. Very well, Jack. I'll monitor the situation, but remember, accountability and awareness are as important as courage. You may continue, but with discretion and integrity. Relief surged through me, the lace brushing softly, heels grounding me, scarf shimmering in a protective way. The crowd began to disperse, murmurs fading, phones lowered, recognition and tension mingled in my chest. But just as I began to process this partial victory, a sharp notification on my phone drew my attention. Another photo, this one sent from someone I didn't know, personally captioned, "Jack's bravery is incredible, but the challenge isn't over. Watch closely." A shiver ran down my spine. The viral storm was far from over, and now it was personal. Who sent this mysterious new photo, and what is their intent? Will Jack's newfound strategy and courage be enough for the next challenge? How will this personal escalation affect his viral presence and identity journey? The notification pinged again, louder this time. My phone trembled slightly in my hands, skirt swaying, lace brushing against my wrists like a subtle pulse of tension. I glanced down at the screen and froze. A stranger unknown to me had shared a photo of me at the front door with a comment. "Impressive, Jack, but can you handle what comes next?" The words hit like a cold gust of wind. My reflection in the mirror behind me showed a mix of fear, anticipation, and determination. Heels grounded me. Scarf shimmered, and the skirt's fabric seemed to wrap around me like armor. "Jack, what is it?" Samantha asked softly, sensing the sudden shift in energy. "I don't know," I admitted, heart pounding. "Someone new watching, testing me." Mom stepped closer, her eyes sharper than before. "Temporary. I warned you, Jack. Sometimes a lie uncovers the real test. This is your moment." I swallowed hard. Courage was no longer theoretical. It had to manifest here. And now, skirt swaying, heels clicking, scarf catching the dim hallway light, I realized that this challenge wasn't about clothing. It wasn't about embarrassment. It was about defining who I was when the world's eyes were on me. The schoolyard had cleared somewhat, but a few onlookers lingered, watching with phones raised. Curiosity mingled with excitement. Leia stood beside me, whispering, "Jack, this is your defining moment. Own it." I took a deep breath, letting a lace brush against my wrists. "Okay," I murmured. "I'm ready." I stepped outside, feeling the cool breeze, the shimmer of the scarf, the weight of the skirt, the firm grounding of my heels. Every eye on me felt heavy, every whisper amplified, yet a strange calm began to build. Jack called someone from the crowd. Alex, nervously supportive. You've got this." The unknown person whose identity remained hidden behind the phone screen seemed to be orchestrating this viral challenge. Every step I took was being watched, every reaction captured. The tension twisted like a coil in my chest. And then the unexpected happened. A cheer erupted louder than the murmurs of doubt or fear. Leia had stepped forward, raising her hand, rallying support. The crowd shifted. Curiosity turned into admiration, whispers into encouragement. I felt the lace tighten slightly, heels grounding me, scarf shimmering like a beacon. Courage wasn't about being fearless. It was about standing tall. Even when every nerve screamed to run, when every expectation weighed heavily, I lifted my chin. "I am Jack," I announced, voice steady, echoing across the now quieter yard. "I am brave. I am visible, and I will not let fear define me." The crowd's reaction was overwhelming. Phones lowered, murmurs softened, and applause began to ripple. Recognition, respect, and a strange sense of empowerment filled the space. But just as I allowed myself a fleeting sense of victory, my phone buzzed again. Another notification. The message read, "Brave, yes. But the real test begins tomorrow. Are you ready, Jack?" My chest tightened. The challenge wasn't over. The viral storm wasn't done. And yet, for the first time, I felt ready to face it. Who is sending these mysterious challenges? And what will happen tomorrow? Will Jack maintain his courage under the next viral test? How will this defining moment shape Jack's future and identity journey? The next morning, sunlight streamed through my bedroom window, but instead of warmth, it brought a flutter of anxiety. My phone buzzed incessantly on the nightstand, notifications piling up from the viral photos shared yesterday. Skirt and heels still in my mind, I realized the challenge had not ended. It was only beginning. Mom entered the room carrying a tray of breakfast. "Jack, remember, courage grows with exposure. Every step today is a chance to define who you are." I nodded, heart racing, feeling the weight of the skirt, metaphorically each lace detail a reminder of yesterday's lessons. Samantha called just as I grabbed my backpack. "Jack, focus. Today is about strategy and owning visibility. Leia and I have a plan." At school, the hallway was buzzing. Phones out, whispers trailing me. But this time, I walked deliberately, heels clicking, scarf swaying, skirt brushing my legs. I embraced visibility instead of hiding from it. Recognition replaced embarrassment, and each glance in my reflection strengthened my resolve. Then I saw the crowd gathered at the school entrance, larger than yesterday. Someone held up a sign. "Jack, courage personified." My pulse quickened, but not from fear. This time it was anticipation, readiness, and empowerment. Leia stood beside me, whispering, "You've inspired them already. But the real test is next, confronting the orchestrator." I froze. The orchestrator, the one sending mysterious viral messages, unknown, but powerful in influence. I realized courage wasn't just standing in a dress. It was confronting the unknown, owning my choices publicly, and handling scrutiny with integrity. Suddenly, my phone buzzed again. Another message appeared. "Jack, ready for your ultimate test? Meet at the auditorium. 3 p.m. sharp. Everyone will be watching. Don't back down." My heart pounded, every nerve on fire. But unlike before, fear was tempered with preparation. Yesterday, I had discovered courage. Today, I would define it. I took a deep breath, heels grounding me, scarf shimmering, skirt swaying, and stepped toward the auditorium with purpose. The hallway fell silent as people noticed me walking confidently, not with hesitation, but with control and pride. Samantha whispered, "Jack, this is it. Own it." I exhaled slowly, letting the lace brush against my wrists like armor. Visibility, vulnerability, courage, all intertwined in one defining moment. The auditorium doors loomed ahead. Inside, a crowd of students, teachers, and cameras waited. The orchestrator remained hidden, the challenge looming. Every eye fixed on me. The weight of expectation pressed down, but so did the knowledge that I had survived. I had grown, and I had transformed from embarrassment to empowerment. I stepped inside, heels clicking, scarf shimmering, skirts swaying, ready to confront the orchestrator. Who is the orchestrator? And what is the ultimate test? Will Jack's courage and growth be enough to face this final public challenge? How will this moment redefine Jack's identity and influence his peers? The auditorium was packed, buzzing with whispers, camera flashes, and the collective energy of hundreds of eyes. Heels clicked against the polished floor as I walked down the center aisle, skirt swaying, scarf shimmering. Every step was deliberate, every heartbeat studying me. From the shadows near the stage, the orchestrator finally emerged. A tall figure, calm but commanding, eyes sharp and focused. "Jack." The voice resonated, amplified by a subtle microphone. "You've captured attention. You've embraced visibility. But the ultimate question remains, can you maintain courage under absolute scrutiny?" I swallowed, lace brushing against my wrists, scarf glinting under the bright lights. I've faced embarrassment, viral exposure, scrutiny, and challenge. I've chosen to be visible. I am ready. The orchestrator nodded approvingly.
Good.
Courage is not simply about standing. It's about understanding consequence and ownership. Today, everyone watches. Your peers, your community, everyone you've encountered since yesterday. This is your defining moment. The room fell silent. Every camera, every gaze, every whisper seemed to fuse into a pulse of expectation. But I felt different. Heels grounding me, skirt swaying, scarf shimmering, a symbol of resilience and self-expression. Leia whispered from the side, "Jack, just be yourself. You've prepared for this. You own your story." I exhaled, stepping forward to the center stage, facing the orchestrator directly. "I am Jack," I declared, voice echoing confidently. "I am visible. I am courageous. I will not hide from who I am, no matter the attention or scrutiny. This is me, my choices, my expression, my identity, and I take responsibility for them." The orchestrator paused, scanning the audience, then nodded with unmistakable respect. "Jack, courage fully realized. You faced fear, vulnerability, public exposure, and yet you have owned it. This is the essence of growth and authenticity." The room erupted not in mockery or ridicule, but in applause, cheers, and a wave of support. Phones lowered, whispers softened, and every face reflected admiration. The viral storm that had once threatened embarrassment now celebrated courage. I felt a surge of pride, lace brushing softly, scarf shimmering like a banner of triumph, heels grounding me in confidence. Mom, Samantha, Leia, and even Alex were beaming, witnessing my transformation from hesitant, shy Jack to empowered, visible, courageous Jack. The orchestrator extended a hand. "Jack, you've learned something few ever do. Courage and visibility transforms fear into strength. Today, you've inspired not just yourself, but everyone watching." I shook the hand firmly, a smile breaking across my face. "Thank you for the challenge, for the lesson, for the perspective. I've grown stronger because of it." As the applause continued, I glanced around, realizing the viral photos, the scrutiny, the chaos, all of it had led me to this moment of authenticity. Heels clicking softly, skirt swaying, scarf shimmering Jack was no longer hiding. And then a final notification on my phone, subtle but insistent. I opened it, expecting another challenge. Instead, it read, "Jack, you've defined courage. The next story is yours to write.
Keep being you.
For the first time, I exhaled fully knowing that this chapter had ended. Growth, courage, and self-expression had triumphed over fear and embarrassment. Jack confronts the orchestrator, embraces visibility, and defines his courage. Viral exposure transforms into empowerment, identity, growth, and confidence fully realized. Final message hints at future adventures, leaving room for continuation if desired.